Helium has melted higher over the last 24 hours, spiking to $5 late last night. This markup follows industry-disrupting headlines of the launch of Helium Mobile's nationwide unlimited phone plan for $20 a month. Groundbreaking news made possible by the Helium team's relentless building throughout the bear market. The news and price action has been drawing a lot of new attention to not only Helium, but to the entire DePIN space, and has blasted Helium comfortably back into the top 100 coins by market cap. Helium has also announced a much more affordable Helium Mobile outdoor hotspot that will allow deployers to not only provide their own 5G cellular data, but get rewarded for it as well. This is incredible industry disrupting news made possible via crypto incentivized physical infrastructure. What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another video here on the Crypto Compound channel. Thank you guys all so much for being here. I hope you guys are having a great day. Please hit that like and subscribe on the way in. Guys, Helium touching $5 late last night.
What's happening? What's happening?
Incredible melt up here. I don't know if I've ever seen a daily chart that looks like this. This was an absolute magnet to $5 last night, shot up straight up within a matter of 10 or 15 minutes. This is a snapshot I got of it when it was around $4.25. It continued from this all the way to $5. Really insane. I mean, it really does look fake. It looks like the meme that you see of like the God candles going straight up. It was just really outrageous melt up to $5 last night. This is really an impressive move forward and is really drawing a lot of attention to Helium and to DePIN. Now, there are a few things I want to highlight in this video. One is going to be the price action and a few indicators that can hint at what we have to look forward to in the coming weeks and months for Helium here. We're going to touch on some of these other DePIN projects that are really starting to garner a lot more attention now that Helium has started to take off. And we're going to take a look at the news and at the headlines that are all really positive for Helium. Helium even getting some love from Bloomberg here, which is good, but of course also not my favorite thing to see, considering something that we'll talk about towards the end of the video, which we saw last cycle, but more on that later. Guys, first I want to touch on something that is really apparent in the charts once you see it, and it's very apparent in other charts as well, and that is the MACD and the RSI indicators. I highlighted it here yesterday, late last night, right before we took off to $5. As you can see, we were at $3.30, just touching this resistance line at the time of this tweet, and I highlighted that the MACD and the RSI are at incredibly sustainable levels and are confluent with the price action. And I contrasted it to render here, which, as you can see, as the price went up, the MACD almost went to zero. Very bad indication there from render. And that was the opposite of what we saw here in Helium. Price go up, MACD continuously going up for weeks. And if we look here at the chart, we can see the same thing. And I took that screenshot when the price was right about here, and it later shot up to about $5. And as we can see, as the price made this ramp up, we can see that the MACD steadily increased, and now of course went all the way into Banana Town, all the way up here. But we can see that there was indication here on the MACD that this was a very sustainable rally that could lead to further increases in price action based on the confluence on the MACD. This is very sustainable stuff, sustainable growth here, and it's an indication that there is much more growth ahead for Helium. Now, guys, the second indicator I want to show you is completely insane, and it really makes a lot of sense why we saw such a crazy melt up here. And I'm on the weekly now, and what we're going to do is we're going to look at the fixed range volume price indicator from the all-time high all the way until today and look at what we see. I mean, this is totally unprecedented. There's almost zero volume above this level here on the charts, and this is exactly lining up, almost exactly lining up where we saw HNT absolutely take off, and that was because there was a volume vacuum above this level. As we can see, it even bounced off this level. This is where the most volume was traded on this entire chart from the all-time high all the way until today. And as we can see, once we crossed where all that volume traded hands, HNT absolutely melted up to $5. I think this indicator speaks volumes about the amount of accumulation that happened down at these levels. A lot of very, very smart people were buying all the way down here in the $1 and $2 range. We have now melted up to $5. HNT is going to slowly become on the radar for a lot of investors that are just discovering DeepIn and just discovering Helium. But guys, if we zoom out here, we are still so early. I mean, look at this chart, that insane markup, and this is all we have. This is all the progress we have made. There is a lot of room ahead of us, and this news is really, really significant, and it's only going to keep getting better. Guys, if we look over here at the larger DeepIn space, we can see this is a small random watch list I have on CoinMarketCap. We can see Helium Mobile, Helium IoT, Helium, HiveMapper, and Demo are all the top performers on this watch list. And these numbers are huge, and they're all green. I mean, crazy performance here from DeepIn, from Helium, and Helium's sub-tokens. People are really starting to take notice. I mean, guys, think about it. The biggest argument in crypto is that there's no utility, there's no use case. It's all just a big Ponzi. I mean, when you roll out a nationwide unlimited phone plan for $20 a month, people are going to start asking questions. They're going to start doing their own research, and they're going to discover the implications that Helium has and the value that it has as a network. Now, this did not go unnoticed on Twitter. We're going to go through a few tweets here that are really, really, I think, newsworthy. We could see Frank Mong here commenting on this quote of Amir's post. Telco industry is worth $9 trillion. Very straight to the point, really getting at the value and the disruption that Helium is creating right now with this mobile network. And guys, we have to remember this specific tweet is just talking about telco and the mobile subnetwork of Helium. We also have Amir's announcement, $20 unlimited nationwide phone plan in partnership with T-Mobile, and the announcement of the $500 Helium mobile outdoor hotspot. Really, really big news. We can also see Toli here outlining the disruption from Helium Mobile right now and really emphasizing the use case and the utility that crypto has in an industry as old and as archaic as telco, really driving home the domestic use case for crypto that Helium is now providing. Not only is USA Crypto lowering your monthly cell phone bill, but USA Crypto is also the one providing the cell service. Here was the official Helium Mobile announcement. They highlighted a blog that we'll get to in a second, as well as the official hellohelium.com website with tons and tons of resources and data regarding this rollout. Now, here is the blog post. I will link this down below. Loads of very interesting information here. And a very, very useful frequently asked questions down below. I really, really love how Helium is extremely transparent with just about everything they do. As we can see down here, one of the frequently asked questions is, you mentioned not having a cap on data, but the fine print says the plan could throttle you after 30 gigabytes of data. They go on to put into context what 30 gigabytes of data is and explain that the speeds may be reduced after you reach that very, very high threshold, but you will not experience any additional fees. They go on to explain what dynamic coverage is, which effectively is the use of Helium Mobile's 5G network that then offloads onto T-Mobile's 5G network, which is the nation's largest. That is how Helium is able to provide this coverage. It is via a partnership with the nation's largest 5G network, which is T-Mobile, combined with the coverage that Helium Mobile is providing throughout the country. And unsurprisingly, canceling your subscription is free up to 7 days with no questions asked, and then is just month to month. There's none of this nonsense locking you into 2-year and 4-year phone plans. I think this is the type of phone plan that we as Americans and as people really do deserve. Transparency, flexibility, and ultimately affordability. I mean, this is really groundbreaking stuff that is going to impact real people's lives on a day-to-day basis. Of course, here they highlight the cost savings and how Americans spend an average of $157 on their cell phone plans, not to mention any additional fees. Up here, they are highlighting the no-contract nationwide $20 phone plan with unlimited data talk and text. Totally unprecedented stuff here that is all being driven by crypto. And here on their website, we can see the new $499 outdoor mobile hotspot shipping December 18th. This website has all the information on how to purchase, how to set up, where to deploy, everything you would need to know to get started providing mobile coverage and earning the mobile token. There are also boosted locations all over the east coast of Miami that you could come take a look at this map and find where those locations are. These locations all earn you significantly higher mobile rewards as opposed to other areas. I highlighted this in a previous video last week. You can go take a look to see more details about this, but you could come over to this website and you could see all of the areas with boosted rewards. And of course, here is the Bloomberg crypto article that highlights this monumental release from Helium Mobile. And in the beginning of the video, I said how I don't love to see this kind of stuff because the last time we saw this, it was from the New York Times highlighting the Helium network. And it was sort of a magazine cover indicator type scenario where New York Times highlighted it, and that was sort of the end of that cycle, and Helium went further down from that point. The magazine cover indicator is one that I really, really love, and it basically just says that by the time that the narrative and the story makes it to a major publication, the narrative and sentiment has already been played through in the markets and is at the end of that particular sentiment life cycle. Now, of course, here, I don't think that is the case. This is really the very beginning for Helium Mobile, like literally the beginning for Helium Mobile. This is day one of a nationwide unlimited phone plan. The Miami area was just the pilot program and is still the pilot program and still $5 a month in Miami. But guys, this is the beginning of a massive, massive industry disrupting crypto use case that we are going to see play out in real life over the next months and years, right? This is not a days or weeks type of thing. We are going to watch this unfold over the next few months and few years. This is going to be an incredible journey. I thank you guys for being here and watching this channel. It really, really means so much to me. I really appreciate it. Back when I discovered Helium, Helium Mobile didn't even exist yet, and to see it come this far is really incredible, and I have never been more excited for the future of Helium and all of its subnetworks. This is going to be an extremely exciting few months for Helium. I think this is just the very, very beginning, and I have no doubt that we're going to move higher in the coming weeks. Whether we retest this $3.20 support line is certainly a possibility and is also certainly an opportunity to pick up some Helium if you do see the future of mobile and IoT and potentially Wi-Fi subnetworks here for Helium. But guys, I am super excited. This was an absolutely monstrous candle last night. I barely could get to sleep. I thank you guys so much for being here. But guys, that is all I have for today's video. Please leave your questions or comments down below. I thank you guys so much for being here. I thank you for watching until the end. It really, really means so much to me. Please hit that like and subscribe if you have not already. But just like that, this video is over, and I will see